Think of it realistically. What does conservatism stand for today? It stands for war. It stands for power. It stands for spying, jailing without trial, torture, counterfeiting without limit, and lying from morning to night. There comes a time in the life of every believer in freedom when he must declare without any hesitation to have no attachment to the idea of conservatism. After immigrating to the U.S., Ludwig von Mises was aghast to find himself described as a conservative. He denounced the term in 1956. F.A. Hayek in 1960 announced very clearly that he was not a conservative. Murray Rothbard wrote thousands of words of protest. Yeah, Murray. Yeah. Murray Rothbard wrote thousands of words of protest against the term. Frank Chodorov went further. He said that anyone, Frank Chodorov, who called him a conservative would get a punch in the nose. Now, the leaders of the Republican Party, meeting not far from here, are telling us that the only real alternative to the socialism of the Democrats is the fascism of the Republicans. They don't call it that, of course, but that's the traditional name for this combination of nationalism, militarism, and right-wing collectivism. The Republican leaders have a heritage, and it dates from the interwar period in Europe, when certain politicians took power amidst economic crisis. Having their confreres in power in our time represents the gravest danger facing our country. Of course, Ron Paul has been campaigning for liberty and against the socialist and fascist dangers since he first read Hayek and Mises in medical school, since he first encountered in immoral wars severed limbs and crippled souls as a flight surgeon in the Air Force, since he first decided on August 15, 1971, to dedicate his life as a public intellectual and a public official to free markets and sound money, against Nixonian economic controls, and the unlimited money creation by the Federal Reserve that has brought us so many booms and busts and to this current crisis. Indeed, since Ron Paul tells us he was born a libertarian, we can say he's been fighting for freedom his entire life. To do so, Ron Paul has had to buck Republican conservatism. But look at the peerless, shining example he's set. Look at what he has done. Look at this historic event, and dream of what he will achieve in the future with our help. To those who have lingering attachments to conservatism, I will close with the words that Murray Rothbard addressed to the Young Americans for Freedom in 1960. Quote, "Why don't you get out? Breathe the clean air of freedom, and then take your stand proudly and squarely, not with the despotism of the power elite and the government of the United States, but with the rising movement in opposition to that government. Then you will be libertarians indeed, in act as well as in theory. What hangover, what remnant of devotion to the monster state holds you back? Come join us. Come realize that to break once and for all with statism is to break once and for all with the Buckleyite right wing. We stand ready to welcome you," unquote. Well, today Ron Paul stands ready to welcome you. The thousands of us in this hall say to the millions who yearn to breathe free, join us, join Ron Paul. Thank you.